If you're running an early stage startup, your world probably revolves around one thing, right? Getting new customers. But what if I told you the real secret to explosive sustainable growth isn't about acquisition at all? Today, we're going to talk about customer retention and how mastering it is pretty much the single most important thing you can do to build a business that actually lasts. We've got to love this metaphor because it's just so perfect. That feeling of pouring all your energy, all your money into marketing, you see those new users sign up, and then you just watch them slip away. That's not growth. That's just you running on a treadmill, burning cash. This is the leaky bucket, and it is the very first problem we have to solve.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Look, it's not about some single trick or a magic bullet. It's about a fundamental shift in how you think, and it has to be backed up by real, actionable strategies. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today. A clear framework to find those leaks and patch them up for good.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by really understanding the stakes. Then we'll reframe retention as your best growth hack. After that, we get into the tactical playbook, onboarding, product, and service. And finally, we'll talk about how to measure all of this and, build it right into your company's DNA. Okay, first things first. We need to be absolutely crystal clear about why this matters so much, especially when you're just getting started. Let's talk about that leaky bucket and the very real dangers of customer churn. And let me be clear, this is not an exaggeration. When you're an early-stage company, you are walking a tightrope. Every dollar, every single customer, every decision, it all counts. High churn isn't just a bad number on a spreadsheet. It's the silent killer that can end your company before you even really get off the ground.
You should think of churn as a multi-front attack on your business. First, boom, it hits your revenue right where it hurts. Second, it makes all your marketing way more expensive. You're basically spending just to replace the people you already lost. And maybe worst of all, it's a massive red flag for investors and creates all this negative buzz from people who tried your product and walked away.
Okay. Enough of the doom and gloom. Here's the good news. Focusing on retention isn't just about survival. It's actually the single most powerful and efficient growth hack you have. So let's totally reframe this whole conversation. This really boils it down to two completely different mindsets. On one side, you've got the acquisition-first approach. It's a costly grind. You are always paying for that next user. But a retention-first focus? That is where the magic of compounding growth really kicks in. It's cheaper, it proves your product is actually valuable, and your happy customers, they become your best marketing channel. Just look at this number, 5 times. It costs 5 times less to keep a customer than to go out and get a new one. I mean, for any founder watching their budget, this one single data point should change absolutely everything about your priorities. So, where do we start plugging these leaks? Well, it begins at the very first moment a user interacts with your product. That onboarding experience, that's your single biggest opportunity to either lock in long-term engagement or lose a customer forever. This concept right here is absolutely critical. Time to value, or TTV. It's the speed at which a new user goes from, what is this thing, to, whoa, okay, I get it. Every confusing click, every moment of friction just stretches out that time and dramatically increases the chance they'll leave. Your single most important job in onboarding is to shrink this TTV to be as close to zero as humanly possible. So here are 4 super practical ways to actually do that. First, guide them with simple checklists. Don't overwhelm them. Second, personalize the journey by just asking what they want to achieve. Third, use demo data so they instantly see the product's power instead of staring at a blank screen. And fourth, communicate proactively. A simple, personal welcome email shows them there's a real human on the other side who's invested in their success. Onboarding is the start, but retention, that's an ongoing relationship. It's all about mastering the human connection through 3 key pillars: the product itself, how you handle feedback, and the quality of your customer service. Let's be real, no retention trick in the world can save a bad product. Your product has to be your #1 retention tool. This means you gotta resist that temptation for feature bloat and instead just obsess over a simple, intuitive user experience. Treat your early users not just as customers, but as co-creators who are helping you build something they genuinely can't live without. This is one of the simplest, most powerful things you can do, and almost nobody does it right. See, it's not enough to just build a feature a customer asked for. You have to close the loop. Personally email that customer and say, hey, remember that thing you asked for a while back? Well, we just shipped it.
That one little email can turn a regular customer into a lifelong evangelist. It proves you're not just listening, you're actually acting on what they say. This captures such a critical shift in how you think. Reactive support, that's waiting for a user to have a problem. Proactive customer success anticipates their needs before they even have them. It's the difference between just closing support tickets and actually helping customers achieve their goals. One is a cost center, the other is a powerful engine for growth.
Okay, so we've got the playbook, but how do you keep score? And more importantly, how do you make this mindset a permanent part of your company? In our final section, let's talk about building the engine that makes all of this run, the right metrics and the right culture. You can't improve what you don't measure. These 3 metrics right here, this is your compass. Customer churn tells you how big your leak is. Customer lifetime value, or CLV, tells you how much each customer is actually worth over time, a number that retention directly pumps up. And net revenue retention, or NRR, well, that's where things get really exciting. This is the holy grail for a SaaS business. An NRR of over 100% means that the money you gain from existing customers upgrading and expanding is greater than the money you lose from customers leaving. Just think about that for a second. It means your business can grow even if you don't sign a single new customer. That is the definition of a healthy, scalable business.
And finally, none of us can live in a silo. Retention isn't the job of some customer success team down the hall. It is the job of everyone. From your engineers to your marketers, the entire company has to be aligned around this one goal. And when that happens, you don't just reduce churn, you build an unbreakable, resilient business.
So I'll leave you with this question. It's so easy to get caught up in shipping the next cool feature. But the most enduring companies, they aren't just building features, they are obsessively, systematically building loyalty. So which one are you?